It's that time of year when I sit in my motorhome and I've been thinking about the practical items, the little things that I really wouldn't want to be without in my motorhome when I go away. And I've come up with a few ideas that I thought you might like to know about. First off, gaffer tape. Well, we all know about gaffer tape, but do you have any idea quite how useful it is? I've used this to repair bodywork outside, damage inside. I've used it to fix the gear knob in the Leica here. And there's a new type which is much stronger and much more resilient than ordinary gaffer tape. I've been trying it on a piece of awning that had a slit in it, and it really is quite remarkable. I shall be testing this over another few weeks, and if it's as good as I hope it will be, I'll let you know. Another essential piece of equipment in my motorhome are the Mould grips. As far as I'm concerned, they're absolutely essential. I use these to loosen the nuts on gas bottles. I've used it to actually loosen the nuts on wheels. I've used it to tighten things up. And if you're not doing that sort of thing, you can use it as a hammer as well. It's a very old-fashioned but very practical piece of equipment. WD-40's been around for years as well. And if I didn't have this in the motorhome, well, frankly, at times I'll be absolutely lost. When it comes to squeaking lockers, drawers that don't quite open as smoothly as they should, you can't go wrong with WD-40. Because I rely on 12 volts, it's essential that I can test batteries and also 12 volt sockets. So I always carry a multimeter with me. It's ever so easy to use. Speaking of 12 volts, a torch is another essential piece of equipment, and especially when it's dark outside like it is now. But this isn't any old torch. This torch is charged from the 12 volt supply, and that means that when I need a torch in an emergency, I don't have to worry about the batteries having run down. It's always fully charged, and I strongly recommend looking for a torch like this so you can actually plug into your 12 volt supply that you can actually just forget about and know that it will always be fully charged. Speaking of lights, this really isn't a tool, but having a complete set of bulbs and fuses for your base vehicle means that if you do have a problem with a bulb failing, you don't have to worry about it. Also in a kit like this you get fuses, and you want fuses not just for the base vehicle but also for the habitation side of the motorhome. There's nothing worse than going to have a shower and finding that a fuse is blown and the water pump's packed up. These Raptor straps I looked at a few programs ago as being a new item, and since I first saw them I've been actually using them seriously, and I've discovered that they are rapidly becoming an indispensable piece of kit. If one isn't long enough, and they are that long, you can join them together and you can use them for all sorts of things. I've strapped things to the back of the motorhome, to the bike rack. I've used them indoors to keep things secure when I'm traveling along. I even had to use one as a belt, on a temporary basis of course. But my very favourite tool of all is this, my trusty Swiss Army knife. I've had this for about 30 years and it's never let me down. Last time I counted, it had 47 tools and I've used every single one except the fish descaler. Now all my younger friends, they've got these fancy multi-tools that fold open and move around and they've all sorts of funny catches. None of them beats a trusty Swiss Army knife. My very, very favourite tool. Now if you've got a favourite tool, something that you really think you wouldn't want to be without when you go away in your motorhome, hey, I'd like to hear about it. Let me know. Get on our Facebook page and tell us all about it, preferably with a picture.